What's up, guys? Dustin McDangles back here with another video, and this is the NHL franchise mode series with the Nebraska Bucks, guys. As you can see here, we are sitting first place in the division, so things are looking good. We are tied in points with the St. Louis Blues, and you can see there Rupo Hintz leading the team in points with 37 games played, guys. 33 points, 12 goals, 21 assists. And we're going to be looking to continue on with sort of doing well with the team this year, obviously pushing for playoffs, possibly making some moves to get some older players out of the lineup and get some fresh new players, younger players, I should say, also in. But before we do get into anything, guys, be sure to drop a like on this video if you've been enjoying this series. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content, guys. So without further ado, we'll hop into this episode. And first, I do want to start off by taking a look here at our contracts for next year. Ryan Strome is up for contract extension. He wants $4.725 million, and he is sitting on our third line. So he is somebody I might want to look to sort of move out. This is Barry Bleuet. We actually offered a contract for him right before this episode. We actually have a few contracts out right now. I believe we might have done that at the end of last episode with these contracts. So we'll wait to see what they say. And then from there, we'll see what we'll do with Ryan Strome. But in the meantime, we'll continue simulating here in the month. I actually do just want to sort of go day by day here, simulate up, see if a couple guys answer the call. We'll just advance the day here against the Sabres. And Midik looks like he's been injured. Seth Jones is available to play, so we'll just continue, wait for him to get fully re-evaluated and back to health. And Session, he decides to re-sign, which is really nice. We end up losing to the Sabres, so we'll just quick sim here a few days. Andrew Shaw decided to renew his contract. Bishop signs with us. That's really nice. Matt Roy decides to sign with us. Haisha, however you say his name, re-signs. Barry Bleuet agrees to sign. Marco Rossi signs. Racian signs. So we've got a lot of our guys re-signed, which is really nice for the future, so that is great. I don't believe there's anything else. Seth Jones is back, so we'll put him back into the lineup here as we continue to push here. Obviously, starting off there with a loss is never great, but we'll get Jones back into the lineup. Hopefully that will change some things around. I kind of want to move Tavares back again. He has been playing well on that second line, but we'll move him back on the third line with Joel Edmondson, who's another piece of the puzzle in the offseason we may need to possibly re-sign. So let's take a look back at our contract, see who is left to re-sign, and see what we're going to do. Cap space this year, we have 2.554. Again, Ryan Strome, he's going to want 4.7. We've got Pesce and Appleton wanting to re-sign, as well as Edmondson. Again, we might let Joel Edmondson walk. He is 30 years old. Depending on what he wants $245 million for next year. We do have $22 million left to work with. I would rather try and sign Pesce as 29, and he wants 4.8. So I'm going to see if we can get him down to 4.3 for 5 years. See if he'll sign that. It is a bump in his pay, which I'm sure he would love. And then our boy Appleton actually taking a nice little pay cut here. We'll see if he can take even more at 1.8 mil. That's already more than what he's making, almost a whole million more than what he's making. So that would be awesome if he could sign that deal. We'll wait to see what those guys say, and then we'll sort of go about making our final decision in the system here. Obviously, goaltender's not really a problem. I've got a couple guys, Stasny, Maroon. We're going to let those guys walk, as well as, I was going to say Alexander Steen will most likely let him walk as well, unless he wants a good deal. He wants $2 million. Again, these guys super old, getting up there in age. Don't really want to offer them. Again, Stasny wanting $3 million. Patrick Maroon, he wants, he actually wants a decent deal for a two-way contract. Try and get him for 2 years at $8.25. That's actually a great deal. I thought he would actually want more, so he's going to take a massive pay cut to open things up for next year's cap. Which is great. So again, we'll continue simulating here, see what those guys say, Appleton and Pesce especially, and then we'll look to see what we can do. Pesce decides to renew his contract. Really nice there. We do get a dub against the Hurricanes. Continue simulating here, as we look to continue our wins. I do want to sort of hear back. Hunter Jones has been injured, so we'll head coach replace that player. Sammy Blaze is back. We can put him back into the lineup. Appleton re-signs. Maroon signs that really nice deal. So right now, everybody who we needed and wanted to re-sign is done so. And it's a matter of if we want to pay Strome that money. So next year, as of right now, we've got $19 million to work with. He's going to want a big piece of the pie. He wants a pay cut at $4.725. And he is 30 years old. I don't know if he's going to get any better. He has top 6 forward exact, so most likely he's not going to get any better than what he is right now. His morale is really low, so again, growth isn't going to be the best thing for him right now. So maybe we look to move him out for another player. Joel Edmondson, again, we're probably going to look to move him out next year. Most likely not going to re-sign at $2.45, a decent deal, but we might be able to find somebody a little bit younger, maybe around the 27, 28 years of age, for maybe cheaper or even that same price. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hop into the trades here, see what we can find, and see what we can actually get for Ryan Strome. So we've got a trade offer here for Jack Roslovic of the Winnipeg Jets. We would be sort of bumping them up a little bit. He is 83 overall. He is 26 years of age, top 6 forward, medium potential. He is playing very well. The one key thing here is he fits all forward lines, at least from the Pro Scout assessment, and penalty kill line 2. 6'1", 26 years of age. Do you want to take a look? He does have 1 year left at 3.43, so he might want a little bit more, but I'd be more willing to sign him to a longer contract at a higher price than I would be with Ryan Strome, since he is 30 years of age. Shooting is great, physical is great, good, where's defensive? So decent stick checking, stick blocking, defensive awareness is definitely up there. Face-off's a little bit lower, so he's more of a winger. Good discipline, always nice to have. He was a first-round pick back in 2015. So we're going to see if this trade goes through. Strome and a third-round pick, their third-round pick back to them for Roslovic, and that actually goes through, guys. So we're going to go ahead, edit our lines right now, see how he fits, and we'll take a look. Hopefully he fits well on all of these lines, especially this third line. I would really hope and like it if he can fit this line. He is touted as a center, 82 overall. Fit him in there, and he does get the +1. He fits best on the third and fourth line, so that is nice. So even though we dropped 2 points in overall, he still is decent player. Again, 82 overall. We'll stick him on the right wing, and we'll move Iafallo to left wing since he is technically a left winger. Keep Roy in the middle there, and right now Cirelli chilling on this bottom line. He doesn't really fit, and he's just not really doing anything down there. He's not progressing like we wanted him to. He doesn't fit any other lines right now other than the first, and I don't want him up on that first line because Barry Boulet actually up to an 84 overall, so he is growing up with Volchenkov as well. Still 84. Rupo Hintz, he's going between 85 and 84 throughout the year. Byfield up to an 83. Forsberg and Kashe doing well, so I feel like that was a good move. And I actually do want to take a look here, Roslovic, see what he wants for next year, because if he does want a decent ticket, I'm okay with that, because, again, he is a big-time player that we do want to try and re-sign at that age, 26 years old, and he wants 3.425, so cheaper. He wants sort of a bridge deal for 1 year. He does want to re-sign, so let's see if maybe we can get him down to $3.2 million, and sort of less than what he's making right now. Nice bridge deal, see how he plays next year, and then sort of go from there. But again, I feel like that is a great move. Again, saving money for next year to hit the free agency market for bigger players. So we're going to continue on here in the simulation. Actually, I do want to sort of just quick sim to see if we can get him signed. We beat the Penguins in a shootout 2-1, which is nice as we continue on here in the month of January. And he does sign sort of the bridge deal there, which is awesome. And we do get another victory in the Eastern Conference against the Islanders. So we are continuing to push here for some things moving forward in the standings. Marco Rossi doing really well. I do want to take a look here at their lines right now. I also want to see if our goaltender is back yet. Not too sure if he is. If he is, that's great. We can bring up Vivian. I believe it's Vivian back to the NHL, and he is 80 overall, 26 years of age. He is playing great. We might leave him there for now just because the team is doing well. I don't want to mess with things in the NHL. So we will go back. Actually want to see how they are doing in the standings, and they are leading the way. 30 wins, 8 losses, and 3 overtime losses. So again, AHL team as usual doing what they do best and sort of rolling through the rest of the AHL. So let's go ahead, simulate the rest of the month of January. Again, I don't know if we need to make any more trades throughout the year. Maybe if anything at the trade deadline, maybe look to move Sammy Blais or even Anthony Cirelli. Could be something we do moving forward. But continuing on here in this sim, get a couple wins here, a couple losses, sort of back and back here as we are moving forward in this simulation. Making sure that obviously that's the All-Star break. Coming off of that, we get a big W against the Dallas Stars, lost to the Lightning, and to finish off the month, we end up winning against the Boston Bruins 8-4. So here in the month of February, obviously trade deadline on the 29th of February. I do want to take a look here at how Roslovic is doing after coming over. Kashe leads the team in points, 84 points in 49 games played. Roslovic, he's played 50 games. I do want to take a look and see how he's been doing since he came over to us. 9 games played, 5 points. He is +2. That's awesome. 6 points in 9 games. That's great stuff. Good production. Doing, I'd say, probably a little bit better than what Strome was doing for production per game. Byfield, 39 points in 49 games played. Absolutely awesome. He is killing it here for us. Take a look here at the AHL. Really quickly, again, want to make sure those lines and everything are set. As Rossi leading the way in points, they are just rolling the AHL, I should say, with winning games, taking no prisoners, and I want to make sure we've got sort of our goaltenders picked properly. Hunter Jones, want to get him into the lineup as he is a goaltender for the future. He's playing great this year. 13 wins in 21 games played. 9-1 with a 1.80 goals against average. Absolutely bonkers, those stats. So we'll get him back into the lineup. Nice to see him healthy. I do want to check the rest of the lineup here. Quickly see who's scratched, who's not playing right now. We got some 79 overall defensemen, so definitely want to switch that up. Make sure our AHL team is rolling smoothly as we'll get him back into the lineup. Move him up a pairing. We'll move him up to that pair. So stacked defense. And then down here, we've got some great centers here on this team. So 79, 79, 81 Rossi up to now. We've got some decent, great players, I would have to say, in the AHL. It's nice to see our development sort of doing very well. 76, again, a lot of our players who are sitting on the bench aren't going to be getting a lot of ice time on the AHL squad because, again, we got some old-time players. Again, these guys will be out, Stasny and Steen, next year. So, again, a lot of those younger guys will get plenty of playing time in the future. But as of this year, we'll leave it as is. Big game, actually, against the Winnipeg Jets after trading Strome to the Jets. I do want to slow sim, just advance a day, and we lose 2-0 to the Jets. So, again, they could be our Achilles heel moving forward. Like they were last year, they knocked us out of the playoffs. Last year, we knocked them out 2 years ago on our way to win the Cup. So, again, definitely going to be tough to get through them in the Western Conference. We end up beating the Jets, which is nice. Oh, Barry Boulet is injured until February 21st, so not out for too long. So we'll throw in Sammy Blais up on this top line, give him some playing time, see how he does. Maybe he will sort of pop off there for a couple games while Boulet is sort of resting and getting back to good health. But again, let us go ahead, move some things around, put Tavares out there. Why is Rupo? We want him up there. Byfield. get that sort of moved around. And there we go. Got our 3-on-3 all taken care of there. I lost the Coyotes 2-1. Ahonen, he's out with a mild concussion until February 13th. So we're going to have to fill in there in the defense. First line defenseman, we'll replace him with Haisha. And we'll swap some things around. We'll move. Trying to think who is best on that top line. I'd rather have Tavares up there on that top line, even though there's no plus or minus. Again, we'll get our defense back to normal here as Ahonen back. We'll wait a little bit. We lose 5-1 to the Devils. We beat the Caps. Against the Jackets, we lose 6-1. And Nicholas Roy has been injured. He's out till February 23rd. So, again, losing some bodies here in this simulation right now, which is never good. Scratched players, we're going to have to put in Saishian here. Substitute him in all the lines, and we'll move Appleton up to the third line right now, just for the time being, as we'll continue on with the simulation here until somebody is injured. Roslovic is out until February 24th. So again, these little petty injuries really just dinging into our lineup right now, which is never fun. You never like seeing that. You never like seeing players go down with injuries. Is Ahonen actually going to be the only one who can fit in to the lineup right there for now? So he'll have to play some forwards, see what he can do up there. And Barry Boulet, thankfully, we can get somebody into the lineup other than Ahonen. So we'll put Boulet back into the lineup. Back to good health. That is nice. We'll move him up to the first line, moving Sammy Blais down to the third. And then for defense, we'll put Ahonen back into the lineup since he is good to go over Haisha. However you say his name, we'll move this back around. We've got pluses on all defensive pairings. So again, really nice. Ahonen really developing well in this simulation. Not seeing the points that I want from him. But again, slowly but surely he'll get up there. Ooh, fractured jaw for Pietrangelo, so he is going to be out for an extended period of time. We're not going to see him until March. So Haisha, however you say his name, he's going to have to come back into the lineup. He gets a +3 on the first pair with Ahonen. Honestly, that would actually be pretty sweet. Although I'll move Pesce up to get that +3 there. I'd rather have Pesce getting the +3 on that pairing. As Nicholas Roy able to come back, we'll let him heal up a little bit more. As multiple players now able to be dressed, so we'll get our lines fixed here. We'll move Iafallo out of the out of the lineup for now. We'll move Roy back into the lineup, and he does get the +1. So Sammy Blais on there, a little bit better than Iafallo. So we'll keep this going. How is... Oh, man. Cirelli's just not cutting it, and he's got 2 years left at 3.75. So maybe look to move Cirelli out of the lineup here by the trade deadline to maybe get something out of him. I don't know what we're going to do with him. Again, we are falling in the standings right now. We are first wild card position. We get a win against the Flyers, a win against the Sharks, and then a shootout loss against the Vegas Golden Knights. So heading into the trade deadline, we're going to see what we can do. Again, most likely, oh, thank goodness, Pietrangelo's back, healthy. We'll go conservative buyer for the trade deadline. We'll enter in, take a look and see who is up to possibly sort of go after. Zach Werenski, he's up for, he's the top sort of prospect here for the trade deadline. Jonathan Marsh's show. Could be a decent little sort of play there for 1 year, and maybe move what's his face Cirelli out. I do want to take a look and see what lines he fits though. 86 overall, top 6 forward lines, so that could shake some things up. His trade value is very high. Again, he is a little bit older, so we're gonna sort of hold off on that. Dvorak and Kobianko to the Flyers. Gallagher, he's got 4 years left at $8 million. Not what you want to see there. Dylan Gramble, 27 years young, decent. 85, 85, 84 for Christian Fisher for 1 year left. Mikheyev, Kevin LeBlanc, 84 overall. Gallagher, this Gramble kid is actually quite interesting. I want to see what his trade value is at, what lines he possibly fits. Forward line 2, and forward line 2 we already have Quinn Byfield on that line, so not really wanting to dish that out. So we'll go ahead and see what we can find for Cirelli, see what sort of trades we can make with him and get him out of our lineup. So we've got a big-time trade here, guys. Cirelli and Philip Forsberg and our first-round pick for Elias Pettersson and Jamie Alexiak, guys. This is a big-time trade here. Pettersson, he fits all of our forward lines. Absolute stud of a player, 92 overall. First-round pick, and that is rejected. That's crazy stuff. Kind of want to see here, maybe if we throw in a second-round pick as well. That is crazy in our favor for Pettersson. That would be an absolute sick pull, and the trade goes away because this game can be stupid like that. So looks like we're not going to be able to get Pettersson, so we'll try and move on for another trade. So unable to get any deals done on the trade deadline, guys. So we'll continue on here with our simulation in the month of March as we look to continue on fighting for the playoffs, as Alexander Steen out with an injury, so we'll let the AHL coach take care of that one. So we get back into it here, a loss to the Florida Panthers right out of the gates, and Byfield, he's going to be out for a little bit of time here, so that sucks. Second line player here, we'll have to sort of slot him with Roslovic here. See if maybe move Sammy Blaze up a pair here. He doesn't play center, but what are his face-offs at? They're at 65, and that's not what you want to see. So we'll give Cirelli, actually, let's give Roy a chance on that top line. He doesn't get anything. So we'll give Cirelli a chance there on the line. We'll move Shaw to center because he can technically play center, and we'll leave the lineup like that right now. As we continue on, Appleton now injured. That's not what you want to see there. Another player down out of the lineup as we got to try and fill the void here. Do we have any scratched players? Iafallo and Pietrangelo. We'll move Iafallo in there, and we can actually move Pietrangelo back into the lineup as we can take Haisha out, move him back in. He has 89 overall. Move him back up to that top pair with Ahonen and continue on here with a 9-1 loss. 9-1 loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Absolutely making a statement there. We're getting some players back. We'll edit the lines here as sort of the injury bug is going around. So we'll take Iafallo out, and we'll move Byfield back in. He is ready to come back. We'll move him back up to that top pair. Cirelli going to chill on that third pair with Roslovic and Blaze. And Cirelli and Roy. So we'll leave it like that for now. Continue on. We did beat the Colorado Avalanche as Zoikov out for the AHL. Nicholas Roy has pulled his groin, and that is a bummer. He's going to be out for the rest of the month, which kind of sucks. We'll throw Appleton in to the lineup here on the line. I'm trying to see if maybe we move somebody up. It's not going to be, so we'll leave the lineup like that. And we try to continue on here. Lost in a shootout against the Flames. We beat the Blackhawks. And we're hanging on here to the bottom wild card spot, guys. Big win there against the Hurricanes. So we're coming down to the wire for this season. A loss and a win. So we're still hanging on for the last playoff spot right now. Big win there against the Islanders. A win against the Predators. What do we got against the Rangers? Another win there. And Roy, back in the nick of time. We can throw him into the lineup. We'll take Saishian out. See what we can do here. Roy coming down to the wire with the season on the line. We'll move him back up to that top line. Cirelli down to the bottom. And we are out of the wild card spot right now. We're actually back in. 2 wins there in a row. That is really nice. So we are back up to second place now for the division. We'll simulate the rest of the season here. Hope and pray that there are no injuries. the rest of the way. Big win there against the Dallas Stars. Volchenkov is out until April 14th. Ooh, that sucks. Top winger just before playoffs as well. He's out with an injury. That's such a killer. We'll give Slacian here a chance on that top line. He does get +1, but I'd rather have Kase up there, and we'll keep Slacian there on the second line with Forsberg and Byfield as some AHL injuries there. We lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Boulet is out until April 13th. So this injury bug, man, we just caught it here at the end of the season. We can't seem to get rid of it. So we'll move Iafallo into the lineup. We'll move Forsberg up to that top pair. Iafallo actually gets a +3 on that second line, so we'll leave it like that. Zoikov back for the AHL. We lose to the Bruins. We do clinch a playoff spot, and Petrangelo's out until April 16th. So, this is not good, guys. We keep losing players, and this is terrible. Like, right before playoffs, we're already in, and we're losing guys left and right to injury. We don't have any more players left to really go around. Burnaby Ace is not too worried about them. Big game here against the Flyers. We win 6-4. Boulet is back. Final game of the season against the Vegas Golden Knights. We end up losing 6-4. That is going to be it for the regular season. Rupe Hintz chilling there with 73 points in 82 games played. We end up getting second place in the division. And we've got the playoff set here, guys. First series up against the Colorado Avalanche. Let's take a look here at team points, team stats. This year, Kase and Hintz tied for top point getters. Forsberg, Volchenkov, Byfield, Jones. Boulet very well. 60 games played, 43 points. Great stuff there. Sammy Blaze, Ahonen, Cirelli. Everyone else sort of rolling out the bottom of the points there. I want to take a look at the goaltenders here very quickly. See how they ended up finishing this year. Ben Bishop, 32 games played, 22 losses, and 1 overtime loss. Decent stats. Honestly, Sparksy not doing too bad with the stats. He went 6-7, so not the best there, but again, team played very well. Let's take a look here at the AHL, see how they ended up their season. 60-18-4, absolutely killer. Rossi, 61 points. He has 81 overall. Not too worried about... Actually, I do want to take a look at the goaltending stats for the AHL before we get into the playoffs here. Again, Rossi leading the way, absolutely killing it. Take a look at the goaltenders. Vinny, 23 wins, 8 losses. Great stats there. Both are starting goaltenders. Sub 2.0 for goals against average. Absolutely crazy. Hunter Jones, 18-8-2. Vinny is going to be 23-8-1, 4 shutouts. Awesome stuff. But let's take a look here quickly before we end this episode with the playoff brackets here, guys. Again, starting off with the Colorado Avalanche. The Blackhawks play the Jets. The Oilers play the Kings, and the Flames play the Stars. In the Eastern Conference, we got Penguins, Hurricanes, Flyers, Islanders, Panthers, Leafs, and then the Buffalo Sabres and Montreal Canadiens do battle once again, I believe, for the second straight year in the playoffs. But that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like on this video. I hope you guys have a good one, and as always, stay dusty.